Today we're going to learn a little bit more about spiders. Yes, this great big spider. Do you remember I was teaching you? And in your pack this week, you have 3 pages about spiders. There was this one, a wolf spider. And the reason I gave you this one is I want you to look especially there because the mommy spider lays her eggs, she winds them up, packs them up in a little silk sack, and she carries it like a backpack on her back. And then when the little spiders hatch out, they ride on their mommy's back. And baby spiders are called spiderlings. And she carries all her babies on her back until they're big enough to go on by themselves. So that's what I wanted you to see. So over here, spiderlings. Baby spiders are called spiderlings. Let's have a look at this spider. The wolf spider doesn't make a web. No, he makes a little trapdoor and he just jumps on his prey as they come past. Now there's some things that I told you that the spider belonged to the arthropod family, and he does. But that's his surname because you know that insects also belong to the arthropod family. That's their surname. Now an insect is his other name. So he's arthropod insect. And spiders are arthropod arachnid. That's a hard one. Arthropod arachnid. Arachnid is the family name for spiders. Now they have 8 legs. Do you remember? 4 pairs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 body parts. Cephalothorax. Say that word. Cephalothorax, abdomen, abdomen, cephalothorax, abdomen, a spinneret gland for the silk to come out, and those pedipalps to grab the prey, shoot the poison in, and then kill it and eat it. Now, I didn't have a chance to tell you that spiders who make spider webs, and I want to show you on this picture this beautiful spider web. Can you see this beautiful spider web? This spider doesn't get stuck on his web because he has special oil glands on his feet that make his feet slippery and he can slide on the spider web. But this is fly or butterflies or wasps. They don't have special oil on their feet. So if they fly into a web, they will get stuck. Along will come Mr. Spider. Here are his pedipalps out and ready so that he can grab his prey, inject poison, and then eat it, says the spider. So now I want to show you a hairy spider. Look at this tarantula. And if you look very carefully on his body here, on his abdomen, he's hairy. Now spiders can't smell. They smell, they don't have a nose to smell, they smell with those hairs. That's right. Wherever they go, the hair on their body is very important. It helps them to smell. They do feel a little bit with their hair, but the biggest job for their hair is to help spiders smell. Now, spiders have to molt, just like insects, when they grow too big for their outside shell, which is called an exoskeleton. That's right. When they grow too big for their exoskeleton, they crack their shell, they creep out, they leave an empty exoskeleton behind, and the spider that's got a new covering creeps out. And then he stretches, like that, and basks in the sun until his soft covering that was hiding under the old exoskeleton hardens into a new exoskeleton. And it's quite dangerous for spiders during that period of time when their body is still soft and their exoskeleton's waiting to harden, because that is when a bird will come with her beak to say yum yum, a delicious spider to eat. Yes. So spiders, there are 40 40,000. Now I can't even count 40,000 on my fingers and my toes. There's more than all the Lego blocks in a whole big Lego box. That's how many different kinds of spiders there are. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of different kinds of spiders. And you know what? Not all of them are poisonous for people. No. And you know what? If a spider bites you, it just will make a little sore, but as long as mum gets you to the doctor and you get some antibiotics, you will be fine. So there's no reason to be scared of spiders. Don't worry, we just don't understand them. And when I was a little girl, we had a spider in my toilet. He used to live in the corner and he was our friend. We called him a Bobbejaan spinnekop. That's a big word. He was as big as a baboon would be. So we called him a baboon spider. He was as big as my mom's hand. And he ate all the mozzies in our house. So we kept him there like a pet. We liked having him because he ate the mozzies, he ate the flies, he ate the wasps, all the things that irritated. And do you know that farmers like having spiders in their fields? Because they eat the grasshoppers who eat the crops. Yes, so spiders eat grasshoppers and it keeps the crops healthy and strong if the spider takes the grasshopper out of the field. Now, we made a lovely spider last on Monday, I'm sorry. Here I'm going to take off all the pegs. Remember to give them back to mum or keep them in your crafting box. They work well. This is stuck, just pull a little bit. And if you've hung your spider up, you can get him down again just now because we're going to do a little bit more crafting on him. Remember what his hairs are for? His hairs are to help him to smell. That's right. So you can take a black Koki pen and you can draw hairs all over his legs and all over his body, make him a very hairy spider. But these paper plates are quite shiny, and if you do not have a marking pen, this is a permanent marker, you might find it difficult. So I decided to have another kind of hair. So you have a little packet that says sawdust. Please be careful, mum will be upset if you tear it open and it spills everywhere. So just open the sticky tape at the back. And there is the sawdust, look. So we're going to pretend that the sawdust is spider hair. I'm going to use my strong glue and I'm going to use my earbud from my craft box. And everywhere where I spread my glue, I'm going to just pat some sawdust down. And then I'm going to have to leave it to dry. And the sawdust is going to make my spider look very, very hairy. So I can sprinkle it and pat it and sprinkle and pat until I get a very, very scary, hairy spider. So I'll sing you the song and I want you to try and sing with me. I can see a nasty spider creeping up on you. He says he's going to gobble you up and have you for his stew. He says he will, but he won't. He says he will, but he won't. I know, 'cause my teacher says so. I can see a nasty spider creeping up on me. He says he's going to gobble me up and have me for his tea. He says he will, but he won't. He says he will, but he won't. I know, 'cause my teacher says so. So do remember, no matter how big a spider is, he will never gobble you up for his stew or his tea. I hope you're going to have fun finishing off your spiders and finding a place, because the one thing I didn't tell you was the spiders can sometimes balloon. Oh, look at all that sawdust coming off because my glue's not dry. Spiders can swing on their silk. It's called ballooning. It's like an upside down balloon. They float in the wind on their silk. Goodbye from me and Spider. Goodbye.